Well, how about them Cowboys? How about them? So, as you see, I got my Dak jersey on. So, I didn't get my prediction correct, um, but it doesn't matter. We won the football game. And as the commentators said, that was probably the ugliest 24-6 game you're ever going to see. Um, Basically, the game was close for almost the entire game. But let's just talk about it. Okay. So, to start off the game, well, both teams, it was a slugfest, to say the least. And the Cowboys, unfortunately, I mean, you have to understand, Dak just came back, He's a little rusty. So we went 3-and-out our first two drives. Lions stalled on their first drive and then got a field goal their second drive. We answered with Dak driving us down the field and us getting a field goal to tie the game up, and then the Lions get the ball right back and then drive down the field and kick another field goal. But with that being said, we get the ball back, and we get rolling. Dak looks like he's starting to warm up. He's starting to get a little he's getting a little more comfortable. He's starting to get back to it again. And we drive down there, and Dak throws a pass to Noah Brown, and Noah Brown gets flipped up into the air, and he loses the ball in the process, and Lions recover, and you can just say that the air was just sucked out of the entire stadium out of the entire crowd of AT&T Stadium. I'm just kind of like. But with that being said, the Lions ran out the clock, and it was a 6-3 ball game at halftime. But second half, you can say the floodgates opened up maybe a little bit, because basically after the Lions got the ball to start the second half, they drive down there and they get towards midfield and get near midfield, about basically midfield, and Jared Goff throws a pass down the field, and Trayvon Diggs makes the interception, his third of the year. And, well, to say the least, from that point forward, the momentum completely shifted. After the offense couldn't do anything for the most part in the first half, second half, after that interception by Trayvon Diggs, we drive down the field. It starts off with an Ezekiel Elliott hurdle, and it's like, whoa! Ezekiel Elliott hurdling people. So we start off with that. Then he gets gets another carry, and now things are heating up. Tony Pollard gets a carry, and he gets about a 20 something. He gets like a 20-30 something yard run. We get down there, and it's like okay, let's go. And then we end it with a punch-in touchdown by Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott had 2 rushing touchdowns today. I would give him the ball for having 2 rushing touchdowns, but I'm actually going to give the game ball on offense to Dak Prescott. Like I said just earlier, I said that Dak was a little rusty. He had 2 3 and outs to start the game. But you can definitely tell that after those first 2 3 and outs and driving us down the field and kicking a field goal on our next drive, and we were clicking. Dak was clicking with Dalton Schultz and CeeDee Lamb, surprisingly. And we got down there, and had it not been for Noah Brown not being able to hang on to the ball, then that probably would have been a touchdown that would have given us the lead before halftime. So Dak is starting to click with his guys. And so in that second half, it was just straight up phenomenal, good decision making football by Dak. Other than one time where he threw a pass in triple coverage, thank God it wasn't intercepted. Um, other than that, Dak did some, pretty good things. He completed 19 of 25 for 207 yards and 1 touchdown, no picks. It was quite a solid performance for a guy coming back from a fractured thumb injury that kept him out for 5 weeks. So, yeah, he engineered the offense, and we got 3 scores, including a score of his own, with his arm. So with that, I give Dak Prescott the game ball on offense. Ezekiel Elliott did great, and Tony Pollard did too. He led us in rushing, but I'm going to give it to Dak for his ability to engineer the offense, engineer the offense solid, coming off of an injury like that. And we got the win. Now, the defense continues to impress. Not against the run, though. The Lions, this is about the 4th time out of 5 games this year that we've given up at least 100 yards rushing, but our pass rush continues to impress. We got 4 sacks on Jared Goff, maybe 5 if you count that fumble near the end of the game. But anyway, with that being said, offense had a couple stalled drives, but the defense kept on stopping the Lions. And then the 4th quarter happened. The Lions get the ball, and they're driving down the field. Hawkinson runs with the ball on a screen pass in the red zone. He's getting towards the end zone when Micah Parsons tackles him short of the goal line. And what happened after that? Jamal Williams, the same guy who for over 600 carries in his NFL career had never fumbled. And Anthony Barr recovered it at the 1-yard line. The Cowboys would, drive a little bit down the field, but then eventually the Lions got the ball back. But they didn't get any points on that last drive because of the takeaway. And it was all thanks in large part to Micah Parsons making that tackle, catching him from behind. However, I'm not going to give the game ball to Micah Parsons the same way as I'm not giving the game ball to Ezekiel Elliott on offense. I'm not giving the game ball to Micah Parsons on defense. Now, he got a lot of pressure on Jared Goff today. A lot of pressure. He was getting to him, getting after him, and Jared Goff was just kind of like, what in the world am I doing here? But unfortunately, I can't give Micah Parsons the game ball because there were a couple of times in the game where he had chances to sack Jared Goff and he unfortunately didn't. And I'm sorry, Micah Parsons, but if you want the game ball, you got to get the glory on those plays. But nonetheless, he still played great. But I think there was somebody on this Cowboy front line and defense that played even better, as Flight would say, even better. So I'm giving the game ball on defense to Sam Williams. Sam Williams had 2 sacks in the second half. And if you saw my video last night, I predicted that Sam Williams would get his first sack today. And he overachieved my prediction. I love overachievers. Sam Williams got 2 sacks, actually, including one where he stole the ball from Jared Goff. And with that being said, after the Lions got down the field, tried to drive down the field again, Jared Goff threw an interception to Jordan Lewis, who unfortunately hurt his ankle on the play. He had to get carted off the field. So Deron Bland, get ready to probably take a lot of snaps, next week, because you're probably going to start if Jordan Lewis's injury is that serious. With that being said, the Cowboys drove down the field with that, and they capped off the drive with another Ezekiel Elliott touchdown to make it 17-6. At that point, the way our defense had been playing, and also the time, I said game over. The Lions are not going to have enough possessions to really be able to come back. We got this game put on ice. So, with that, we got the touchdown to go up by 11. And then, on the Lions' next drive, this was where Sam Williams got the strip sack on Jared Goff. Just completely stole the ball from him and started running with it before he unfortunately fumbled the ball, but Dorance Armstrong recovered. So, we ended that drive with another short field by scoring another touchdown. This time, Dak throwing a touchdown pass to the rookie undrafted tight end, Peyton Hendershot. Peyton Hendershot, look at that. Peyton Hendershot caught his first touchdown as a pro, and that basically a game that went from being sealed, period, ended in a exclamation point with the touchdown pass to Peyton Hendershot. A game that had a period with the touchdown by Ezekiel Elliott was now a exclamation point with the touchdown to Peyton Hendershot. With that being said, the Lions were trying their best not to be the only team this year to not score a touchdown on the Cowboys defense. Then again, that is saying not that much. But yeah, they tried their best not to be the first offense this year to not be able to do that. But unfortunately, Lions, that's just too dang bad. Because we did hold them to 0 touchdowns. They tried to drive down the field again, but Jared Goff, questionable if that was a sack fumble on Micah Parsons. I got to go look at the stats to see that. But it's questionable on whether or not they, counted that as a sack or not. But nonetheless, Micah Parsons came in once again with the pressure, and Jared Goff, the ball came out, and we recovered it. Once again, a guy fumbled it. This time it was Dorance Armstrong, but D-Law fell on top of it. After that, we called a couple kneel downs, and that was game. Now, let me talk about some of my predictions. I predicted the Cowboys to get 430 to 440 yards of offense. And clearly I did not get that. I did not. We did not get 400 nothing. I predicted Dak to get 240, 250 passing yards. He ended it with 207. I said he would get a couple TDs. He got one. I predicted Ezekiel Elliott to get his first 100-yard rushing game. But unfortunately, we didn't get that too. He had some nice runs, though. But Tony Pollard had 83 yards rushing. I predicted him to get like 60 or 70. He got, I believe, 83. Michael Gallup, I thought that he was going to have a breakout game, and he really didn't. Not much from the dude number 13. However, we did get quite a bit of something from CeeDee Lamb. I thought that Dak and CeeDee weren't going to really have that much of a connection this week, but clearly they did. With that being said, unfortunately, I don't believe we had a 100-yard receiver like I predicted to get our first game this year of having a 100-yard receiver, but we didn't get that. On defense, I predicted us to hold the Lions to sub 300 yards of offense. Don't believe we got that either, looking at how the game wound up being. Especially with the fact that the Lions were gashing us with the running game. I predicted us to get 7 sacks. We got 4 sacks. So unfortunately, we didn't get that one. But I predicted Sam Williams to get a sack. He got 2. I predicted Dante Fowler to get a sack. But nope. So for the most part, my predictions weren't all that great. I predicted a 37-7 victory, but we won 24-6. So I predicted us to get 2 takeaways. We got 5 in the second half. So with that being said, I did get one thing which matters the most correct. We won the dang ball game. Now, the Chiefs and the 49ers are playing right now. And I am predicting the 49ers to win this game. I got a couple predictions today wrong that I did not expect. The Buccaneers lost to the 1-5 Panthers. Yeah. Packers lost to the Commanders. Look, man, all the good teams are starting to fall off. And, not us, though, at least not the entire NFC East. All of a sudden, the Commanders look like they're starting to pick up the slack. They've now won 2 in a row. So, with that being said, that has been my time. And subscribe. This is NFL Thoughts. Out. And how about them Cowboys?